The Washington Commanders just got dealt a little bit of a blow here from a hated rival, the Dallas Cowboys. But speaking of the Cowboys, that's one team we're never talking about on this channel. This is a channel where we're committed. We are Lions fans, okay, but we've started this channel because we are committed to talking about teams that the national media kind of ignores. So, yeah, there will never be a Dallas Cowboys thing on here. But with that being said, the Cowboys are looking to now extend. We have some, let's just say we have some strong indications that they are going to extend Osa Odighizuwa. And this is a defensive interior lineman that has a obvious connection with your head coach, because your head coach was the defensive coordinator when Osa Odighizuwa was playing at his best, if I can be completely honest. But here's the thing. They are signing him at a high level. And the reason you've been connected and the dots have been connected with Osa Odighizuwa is because because Jonathan Allen, I should say, has been given permission to seek a trade. And cutting Jonathan Allen or trading him makes a ton of sense. And here's why, quite frankly, it makes sense. It makes sense because of his contract. He is due, and his cap hit is this year $22.35 million. If you cut him or if you trade him, it is a dead cap hit of $6 million. So what does that mean for the Commanders in general? What that means from the Commanders in general is that they would save $16 million, $16.5 million. So their total cap space would go from right here, what you see is $83 million, to basically $100 million with that one move. And you'd be getting rid of a guy that, quite frankly, has not lived up to a $20 million cap hit at this point. He just hasn't. In fact, when you look at him and his production this past year, PFF graded him, and you can say whatever you want, but PFF graded him at 70th out of 118 eligible interior defensive linemen at a grade of 56. His run defense was atrocious. And many of you have come on this channel talking about that exact thing. You have talked about how bad his run defense is, and the passing grades actually back that up. His pass rush is good, right? His pass rush grade of a 68.5, it's not remarkable, but it is good. And what you see is a couple of different things. I mean, like, okay, fine. It's not terrible, right? But that's not what you want out of a guy that's set to be paid almost $23 million. That's just not what you want. So the question is what you want Osa Odighizuwa, right? It's hard to say. What do you want me to say about it? All right. And he is being rumored now with Steven. Here's what was said by Mike Fisher. He said teams can negotiate and sign their own free agents right now. And right in line with Steven vowing to help Dallas be selectively aggressive in spending on roster building in 2025, a source close to the situation tells CowboysCountry.com that there is so much progress in the club's negotiations with Osa, and they are very close to a done deal. The source adds that the new contract is expected to come in at more than $21 million per year. In other words, you'd be getting rid of Allen, and then you'd be paying Osa Odighizuwa the exact same amount. So let's talk about his production. Let's talk a little bit about his production as compared to Jonathan Allen. Right? And that's the kind of things that I like to look at. So Jonathan Allen this past year had 3 sacks with 6 quarterback hits and 17 hurries, along with 21 tackles. All right, his numbers were not great. When you then compare that in comparison with Osa Odighizuwa, he had 7 sacks, 14 quarterback hits, 39 hurries, and 33 tackles. He is a significantly better graded player. But here's the difference, and here's the thing that I want to show you. If you like PFF or if you don't, his grade last year was a 68.1. He had a 50.8 run defense. What do the Commanders want? What do they need? They need to be able to stop the run on the defensive line. Osa Odighizuwa doesn't address that problem. Now, you could get another defensive interior lineman that could address that problem. He is a better pass rusher, but to pay $21 million for a guy that has never had more than 7 sacks and has had 18 total sacks in 4 seasons, like, that's a lot to ask for, don't you think? I think that's a lot to ask for. So when I look at that, like, yeah, they were dealt a blow, but honestly, I would make the argument that it's not that big of a blow. And then we can look at other free agents. It's not going to pull it up now, but Osa Odighizuwa is the number 1 rated defensive interior free agent, but you have money. The next one is Milton Williams, who graded out PFF-wise 8% higher than did Osa Odighizuwa. Next, you have Levi Onwuzurike, who's only expected and projected to get $8.25 million a year rather than $21 to $22 million a year, even if you're getting to that $10 million, because he's had some injury stuff and things like that. He was better. He had a 70 overall on his grade than Osa Odighizuwa. BJ Hill, the 52nd overall rated free agent, the number 4 defensive interior lineman, was sitting at a 70 overall grade. He's projected, he's a little bit older. BJ Hill, 2 years, $10.25 million. Calais Campbell has been good forever. Dude, in his last 2 years, has put together season grades of over 80. He's 38 years old, but what a great stopgap. He's continuing to play well. Jaron Reed is doing better. Poona Ford had a better grade with the LA Chargers. It's not until Tershawn Wharton, who is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th rated defensive tackle, before you have someone that's actually rated higher than Osa Odighizuwa. I'm not saying Osa is not a good player. He is. He is a good player. And here's what I'm also saying if I'm a Commanders fan. Let the Cowboys pay him $21, $22 million. Go for it. Because I am not in the market of paying over $20 million for pretty good players. If you are going to go into the $20 million plus range, I want great players, period. And I would rather spend $25 million on a remarkable defensive tackle than $21 or $22 million on an okay defensive tackle. If I want an okay defensive tackle, I can get him for 8. I can get him for 10. I can get him for 6. So while this was, based on this article, Commanders were dealt blow as Cowboys set to extend. Maybe they weren't. It might be addition by subtraction, but either way, you can know that you're in a better position. The Cowboys keep and continue to pay players that they don't have money to pay. Pay stars. Don't pay large amounts of money to okay players. And you've seen that. I think you're sitting in that with a defensive tackle right now. You were hoping he would be a star. He had some good years. Honestly, he had a higher ceiling than Osa Odighizuwa has shown. But now you've been paying him $20 million to play mediocre football. You know what that's like. Don't do it again. All right, thanks for watching this. If you like the content, if you're still here, you must kind of like it. So feel free, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.